And moving on, this time talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they defeated Sao Tome and Principe on Sunday. 6-0 it ended to finish as group winners with 15 points in the ongoing qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations. And Victor Osimhen led Jose Peseiro's team to victory with his hat-trick against Sao Tome and Principe, with Ademola Lookman, Taiwo, Awoniyi and Samuel Chukwueze also getting on the scoring sheet. And Osimhen's hat-trick cemented his spot as the top scorer in the qualifying campaign with 10 goals in 6 games. And to that effect, we have with us now former international and coach of FC Witikon of Switzerland. That's Coach Adeyemi Adedeji joining us here to x-ray that particular game. Hello, Coach. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's an honor to be here once again.
Yeah, and so always a pleasure to have you here as well. But to start with, what was your take of Victor Osimhen's performance? And of course, he led the Super Eagles to victory. Big victory, wasn't it?
Yeah, about Victor Osimhen, I'm not surprised because you can see he's a committed player that will give 100% of in the field of play. And he's also a player who is more dedicated. He have a never say die spirit when it takes every games as the same. He never take one game higher than the other. So you can see the consistency in his. Whenever I come to the national team, you see the same pace, the same Osimhen that we used to know in Napoli. It's the same guy. So scoring 4 goals yesterday on Sunday, it was not a surprise for me.
All right, let's talk about some of the new invitees now. Gift Orban obviously didn't play, and Victor Boniface had his debut, got an assist. But what was your assessment of the performance? And also, certain Jordan Toon-Ariga did not get minutes. What did you make of the performances of these new invitees?
For me, the new invitees players, the ones that played, they played really well. I have to be honest with you. This Oyedika in the center part of the field, he played a very wonderful game. But I have to tell you the truth: the system the coach played, the 4-2-4 system, he cannot do that with a grade A opponent, which will expose them. But when you take a look at every player that comes in, even Boniface make an assist. But I think the time they gave to Boniface is not enough, and the one they gave to Oyedika was good enough.
Okay, talking about some of these grade A opponents that you've mentioned now, like Senegal, Algeria, Egypt, Ghana, South Africa, and amongst others, they are currently involved in friendlies, even today. Do you think it's necessary for Nigeria to have friendly games as well? But as it seems, we're not preparing for any.
Definitely. To keep the shape of the team, to keep the continuity, the consistency, the badness with the players together. I think if they can be able to organize one grade A opponent, I think it will be one of the best things that can happen to the team. And then the World Cup qualification is around the corner, just 2 months from now. And if you don't play any friendly match before that time, it will be very difficult for the coach himself to see the sharpness of individual player in March when you are playing the World Cup qualifying.
Okay, Coach Adeyemi, most definitely tougher tests lie ahead, especially in preparation for the African Cup of Nations. But how do you think that Jose Peseiro should be preparing the team ahead of that tournament in January of 2024?
For me, at this moment, he has the World Cup qualification, which is the priority right now before the Nations Cup, because Nations Cup is in January. We still have 4 months before then, and now the next game, with the game at the entrance of the door is the next game to focus on. But if we want to talk about the Nations Cup, he have to use the player that they believe on for the qualification of the World Cup. That from there he can be able to see 1 or 2 players that's going to invite to see if they can be able to the team together, so that in this World Cup qualification, from there he can be able to know his real first 11 that is going to use, and the right tactic is going to implement, that is going to play in the Nations Cup. Because what is the experiment with the low-rated Sao Tome, for me, is uncalled for to do that with a grade A opponent.
Pleasure to have you here with us, Coach Adeyemi Adedeji. Thank you for joining us this time.
It's always welcome to be here. Thank you for having me.